In the previous video, I showed how to import employee information. If you have not watched that, you can watch it first before now you watch this, which is going to show you how to import salary information. So right now, I already have my employees that I've imported with sample data. Now, if I come to my test data here, the first thing I want to show you is what you would do if you had an Excel file that had the salaries of your people. So let me close what I don't need. Let me close that. So for example, you might have a sheet that has your employees, their basic pay, their housing, some loan deductions, some advances, and other things, SACCO, etc. Anything that is not calculated in a payroll that you input manually, you could have it sitting in one file. Now, when you're importing into Nifty, each thing needs to be imported independently. So for example, basic should be imported by itself, and then advances should be imported by themselves. So how do you go from the combined file, which I had shown you before, which is multiple columns? How do I go from this combined file to each individual? So there's a tool in Nifty for doing that. You come here, you come to this Excel file splitter, you say get salary sheet. I get my multiple column sheet here. Once I have it there, you say split into separate sheets. Make sure it's going to a folder that you know, and it has split what I had as one sheet, which was this one, into these 4 sheets. Now basic is by itself, all right, and advances are by themselves. There are only 3, and etc. Right? So that's how you split something with multiple columns into separate sheets for importing. So let me get rid of these because I had already done it, and then let me show you. Now I want to import basic. Now everything that is imported always has the same format. You have emp name like this, one word, and amount. Let me just bold them so you see what I mean. The column name must be emp name, and the amount name must be amount 1, like that. And then what it is that you're importing, you know from the name of the file. So the format of the file is the same, but you know what it is that you're importing. Like this help one, it'll still be emp name, amount 1, but we know that it is help. Now let me show you why that is important. So I want to come in here, close this. So I have so far on the previous video showed you to import employees. I've just shown you how to split your Excel file if it had multiple columns. Now I want to import basic salary into this app. So you can see right now it's blank, it has nothing. So I come here, I say import salary, I say import data, I go to my folder, I get my basic, I say yes. You can see my 2 columns, emp name and amount 1, and you can confirm that the total matches what you're expecting. So I've imported. The second step is to match names. You must make sure that everything is matched like this. Since you're importing for the first time, it will obviously match because the names you've imported match what you had used to import from. But in the event that the name did not match, let's say this Gitonga Mureithi, the Excel file had 3 names instead of 2, which we have in our system, it would not match automatically. You would have to come and match manually. You would match everything that is not matched automatically manually. Make sure you see match names becomes complete before you proceed to the next step. If you have added, if you have done any manual matching, if you click this add new aliases, it adds the name as it was in the new sheet into this person's account, so that the system will know that the 3 name and the 2 name both applied, or rather match to this person. In this case, I will not do that because nothing has not been matched. So let's ignore that for now. Then I say here transfer to add batch. So what have I done? I've imported from Excel. These two columns came. I've matched names. I've matched. So now I have this. So now with those three columns populated, I say transfer to add batch. So I confirm. I have my total here. Now, as you can see at the bottom here, these tabs represent all these apps. So the same, this add batch tool can add information into any app. In our case, we are putting in fixed pay, so basic pay. So I come here, I say basic pay. Let's say I want to start it from January 2026, and I say add to fixed items. I do that. It closes that thing which was open. So we had this open, it closed it, and it opens the fixed app and shows you it has imported, and you can confirm. If you're not happy with this import, it automatically marks everything that's been imported. If you want to delete, you can click delete up here, and you would delete what you've imported, and you can redo it. So we are done with importing the basic pay. So let's go to the next thing. So I come to my folder. I want to add house allowance. Now, if I try to add house allowance, I will not have an item to add it with. So I need to first come to my payslip items and activate. So usually you only have what is active for this particular payroll already activated. So I'll go to my off items, and I could do this for everything that I need. I know I'm going to need advances, that I already have something. I know I'm going to need help. Pension, I already have something. So right now I only need to add house allowance and help. So I come here, I go to my off, house allowance, I say activate, yes, it comes here. So now I have basic pay and house allowance. FP means that this is included in fixed pay. You'll see other things don't have FP. If I activated travel allowance and brought it here, it's not automatically included in fixed pay. If in your payroll travel allowance is paid every month the same amount, you will want to add it to fixed pay. So you say here set fixed pay, so that it is included in your fixed pay calculation for the purpose of calculating NSSF, SHIF and house levy. So in my case, let me switch that off. If an item has not already been used, you can even deactivate it. So let me deactivate that for now. The other thing I want to do is get help. Now help is a voluntary deduction. I can scroll down and look for it manually. You can see it there. Or if I know what I'm looking for might be there, I can type up here and say find. There it is. I can see it's off. So I click activate. So I clear here, go back to FVC. So I've activated basic pay, house allowance, and help. Now I can use those things to import. So I come, import salary, import data, I import help. I say yes. I match names. I transfer to add batch. I still want it to go into fixed, but I want it to go to help. I want it to start from January. I say add to fixed items. There are only 4 added. I can do the same for advances. I say import data, advances. The reason that I have not activated a pay type for advances is because, so I've matched names, transfer, is because advances, there is already a pay type that is activated for it, that is normally used for this app, but I can override it by posting into here. So I'm going to come here, I'll select, so I can just select January from here, or I can click backwards like this. This is different from fixed because this goes with a range of months. This goes into a specific month. So let me assume the advances is for March. Let's say I'm starting from March. So I can say that, and then I say V2, advance. I'll do a different tutorial that explains V2, C1 and all those things. So V2 advance, I want this. I click that. It imports it into this varying app, the 3 people with their advances. So far I've imported basic pay and help, and I've imported advances. Then now I want to import pension. So I come here, import data, pension, in my case, my pension is a percentage. I make sure my names are matched. Add to batch. I go to pension. I want to start it in January because I want to backdate my pension back to January. Let me assume I'm using Britam. There's a way to change that, but for now I won't show you that. And this is the employee contribution. So in this sample, we only have employee contributions. The organization is not contributing. If there was, we could import just as easily by selecting organization when we go to pension. So now that has been imported to here. So everybody is in here with the pension scheme, starting this, and that's the percentage. Next thing, what else did we have? We've done pension, house allowance, advances, basic and help. All right, so I've imported the 4 things that I wanted to import. If I go to my payslips, you'll see it's blank. I process. It'll bring my basic salaries. It'll bring my pensions. It'll bring my advances. It'll bring my help. Basic pay, the pension, the people with help have it, etc. If I come to my reports and open full payroll details, you'll see that I have a complete payroll with all those entries done. If I show you the summary, there is my voluntary deductions. Here are the details of what the voluntary deductions are. Let's go to voluntary deductions. Sorry about that. Voluntary deductions. There we are. You can see pension, help, and a rounding figure. So for the summary report, these 2 reports are usually done. There is an Excel report which you can use to export everything, but that is for a separate email. So what I was showing you is we've imported employees from the previous tutorial. This one we've used to import salary. We use this splitter. The data has been put in where it's supposed to be put, and we've processed our payslips, and that's it.